Project Matrix is proud to announce a new feature inside of Project Spec 5. Users can now insert a subtotal anywhere inside of their spreadsheet. This will give users two ways to now insert a subtotal into their spreadsheet. Manual subtotals can be entered by right-clicking on the line where you want to enter a subtotal. For example, if I need a subtotal for lines 1 through 4, I'll select line 4, right-click, and say Insert Subtotal. This will add a line at line 5, including my subtotal. If I scroll over, we can see all that subtotaled information in the gray line. Users can enter a subtotal anywhere into their spreadsheet using this manual subtotal mode. If you have a manual subtotal in your spreadsheet, you can move that subtotal around as needed. To do so, go to the View tab, select the subtotal, and click Move Row Up and Move Row Down. The other way to move a subtotal or a line item up or down is by holding the Control key on your keyboard and pressing the arrow buttons up or down. To remove subtotals, you can right-click and say Remove Subtotal, or on the Price tab, click on the Remove Subtotals icon. The second way to add subtotals to your spreadsheet is by going to the Price tab and clicking on the Subtotals icon. This will allow you to add subtotals based upon criteria. I'm going to add subtotals based upon my tag 1, and then inside of that, sort by catalog code and part number. Users will have 4 additional criteria to sort their subtotal by. Once I have subtotals in, again, I can scroll to the right to see what those subtotals add up to. Again, to remove the subtotals, I can right-click and say Remove Subtotals, or click on the Remove Subtotals icon. As a note, at this time, if you have a manual subtotal in your spreadsheet and you go to add a subtotal by criteria to your spreadsheet, it will have you remove the manually entered subtotals. Vice versa, if you have subtotals by criteria in your spreadsheet and you go to add a manual subtotal, it will clear all of the subtotals by criteria first. If you need to sort your spreadsheet before doing your manual subtotals, there is a sort icon on the Price tab. This will sort your spreadsheet based upon the order you want to see everything in. Once it's sorted, then you can go through and add subtotals as needed. Users now have 6 different ways to see a subtotal inside of Project Spec 5. The first way to see a subtotal is by inserting subtotals manually using the right-click feature. The second way is by going to the Price tab and inserting subtotals based upon criteria. The third way to see subtotals is by clicking and dragging in a price column. This will give you a tooltip showing you the subtotal for that selection. Please note that the tooltip does disappear after a few seconds. The fourth way to see subtotals is by selecting the lines you want to see the subtotal for. On the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you will see a subtotal for the lines selected. The fifth way to see subtotals is through the Details tab. By filtering by a tag, you can see the subtotal for everything in that tag. And lastly, by going to the Reporting tab, users can use the Project Spec 5 default templates to view subtotals based upon criteria and print them or PDF them from here. Reports in the Reporting tab may be customized with company information on them. To do so, please contact training@projectmatrix.com. As well, any questions or any further tips on how to do subtotals inside of Project Spec, please contact training@projectmatrix.com so we can set up some time to go through everything with you. Thanks so much.